So let me introduce you to someone who's defied all odds. Now, he hasn't only worked on his business, but worked on himself. Now, there's a few people in your life that teach you a few things, and the memory of them is going to last a lifetime. Now, for me, Shamus taught me discipline and consistency. I'm very excited to introduce you to the man behind the four leaf and some of the best renovations in Windsor. Ladies and gentlemen, Shamus McCabe. So what's going on, man? Maybe you could take a second to introduce yourself.
My name is Shamus McCabe. I own Fourth Renovations. We do the best interior renovation work in our area. We offer the highest quality and the cleanest construction possible.
It's crazy. Now, was it always that?
No, I started this business actually operating out of a Cobalt when I was 20. I basically grinded to the point I'm at. Now we have a team of 8. I have an assistant. We have trades, full team, fully functional, licensed and insured. And I mean, here we are, right?
That's what's up, man. So how did you even get into that?
Basically, so I started working in high school and such, doing renovations for other contractors, and I basically learned the do's and the don'ts of the industry, right? I had a lot of bosses doing the wrong things, covering up mistakes, cutting corners, cheaping out in the wrong areas. Kind of basically gave me the foundation that I built my business on today of like the do's, the things that they weren't doing, I guess. I ended up getting fired from a job. My boss at the time told me basically, you know what, you're shit. You're not going to amount to anything. He's like, you might as well just pack it in here. And I was like my superhero moment, I guess. It was very climactic for me. I was like, okay, I'm going to show this guy. And then I just started grinding and building my brand, came up with a name. I had a mentor who basically guided me along the process. And then I met one day, I just made a post. I'm like, hey, everyone, I'm just going out on my own. And I was just like basically this young kid, and everybody's like, okay, man. And then now here we are, right?
That's crazy how it could turn from something so small, literally just a post.
Yeah, man, put a lot of work in for sure.
Do you remember the first time you made $100,000 in a year?
100 grand a year would have been my second year in business. So the first year of business, I broke even, which was incredibly rare in business. I've been told over and over again. Once we built that first year foundation, I was able to really dial in what we were doing and kind of focus on making the money. And I didn't even really put 2 and 2 together until the end of the year. And then my accountant gave me my statement. And I'm like, wait, what? So I think it was around 112 my first year, something like that. We didn't. I literally never would have thought that would have happened. We were just banging out bathroom after bathroom. I was just doing what I was doing, and by the end of the year, I was like, wow, okay.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. So after all those bosses and stuff like that were telling you weren't going to amount to nothing, that probably felt crazy.
Pretty sick, man. Honestly, we just won some awards. I've been obviously put in the time, right? It wasn't just something that happened overnight. I get up early every day at 5 a.m., hit the gym, do my thing. But it was definitely a surreal feeling to be sitting. Today would be 4 years, actually. Today's my 4-year anniversary of owning this business. Yes. So
nice, man. Happy anniversary.
Thank you, sir.
So what's been kind of your biggest accomplishment to date, or the thing that you're most proud of?
The function of my business at this point in time, we are basically operating as a whole. So a lot of businesses have a lot of holes, and there's it's messy and there's mistakes everywhere. I think that I'm very blessed to have the team I have. Truly, I have a sense of peace waking up knowing every day I get to work with these guys that have been working with me. I think that's probably my proudest thing is the team I have for sure.
Yeah. So how fast did you build up a team? How long did that take? And what were some of the first and second roles that you brought on?
So the team started slow. It was just me and my best friend, basically my partner in this company. He basically manages all the guys. He's my crew leader. He's the guy that makes the magic happen, right? Somebody's got to do it while I'm doing the other things. So that would be Andrew. I brought him on in the very beginning, and it was just me and him for the first couple of years, just grinding it out. And then we came to the realization that we could not do 4 projects on our own at once. So then we decided we had to expand. One of the challenges though was in this industry, a lot of guys say they know what they know, and then you get to see what they know, and it's not what they know, if that makes sense. So it was finding people that were truly about what they said they were going to do, or as good as they said they were. But we learned, I started co-oping kids out of school, so I had kids that came work for free, which at the time I'm like, wow, free labor. But we ended up being able to mold, I have 3 of them today from when they started. We were able to mold them into the employees and the structure and the values that we have today. So I thought that was really sick. So that was not a challenge. That was one of the gifts that we got to take these fresh kids who didn't even really know what they were doing and give them the tools that we had and the skills that we had, so that way it operates the way we operate.
That's crazy. So it sounds like you could take someone from no construction knowledge to...
Actually, one of our guys had no, literally nothing construction related, and now he's our full-time mutter. He's got a 6 Civic lowered out. He didn't have any of those things when he started, and his life has gone up 10 some. He's got skills now. He's got passion. He's got a cool car he enjoys. It's it's rewarding just to see that on its own, really.
Yeah, it's cool watching people grow. It's like watering a plant, you
Yeah,
know?
like my children in a way.
Now, do you remember the first time you made 100 grand in a month?
I think that would have been last year. It was truly when we started, like, I was able to have the crew and the size we are. So now there's 8 of us. We're like 3-4 crews a day. We were able to operate on like 3 projects a month, right? So some of these projects being like 75, 50 grand. I couldn't believe that we were operating at that scale. Like just 3 crews generating that much money or doing that much money in revenue in a month is insane. Like I just could have never thought from some kid in a Cobalt with a tile cutter in the back and a tool belt, right?
Yeah, it's crazy to watch how it's grown, man.
For sure.
So, what's been like? Would you say like the biggest challenge in having 3 projects at a time? You know, starting with you and your partner, I guess you probably started really hands on.
Yeah, so that's when we actually hired Ashley. She's our assistant. One of the biggest things in this industry is like communication, right? So like you could be the best guy on the tools, but if you're not like lining up the proper materials and the proper sizes and talking to the people about proper locations of things and like having a finalized design, then like truly you're not that good because you just have the skill. There's no actual vision or design. So we hired on Ashley. She's my left hand. Andrew would be my right hand, I would say. And she basically manages all the clients and the designs and the selections and goes through those like processes with the clients to like help them finalize their vision so that when the time comes, we're ready to rock, right?
Wow, that's crazy. It sounds like literally it's a full machine at this point.
It's an operation on its own, yeah.
Now, when you started, was this kind of what you had in mind for it?
Honestly, man, I didn't really. I wrote 5-year goals, and one of them was to operate 3 crews at a time. And now that I've reached all my 5-year goals, and it's been 5 years almost now. I didn't really have a vision of where I thought it was gonna go. Like I didn't know it would operate at this scale. Truly, I thought it would just be maybe me and Andrew and one guy, and we would just make decent money and do okay. But like, I never thought we would be at the level we're at now.
And what would you define like that level that you're at now as?
Not so much a kid, more of a professional. People take me seriously when I walk in the room, and like when I offer my construction advice, they're not like some kid. They more take me seriously and they trust me with their money and their investment of their home, right, and their space of living, etc.
Yeah, and then when do you think that started to change? Like there probably wasn't a point when you felt that people were taking you seriously.
Yeah, in the very beginning, man, honestly, trying to bill somebody 20 grand and being like 20 years old, and they're like, yeah, some guy came in here and said he'll do it for the same price, and he's double your age. So like a lot of the challenges I faced were like people just not thinking I had the knowledge, which I'm gonna be honest, now that I've been there, a lot of it was flying by the seat of my pants, but like I always figured it out, I always made it right, the client was always happy, right? But one of the things that people like it knocked me for is my lack of experience, right? They said, how much could you know, right? You're only 20.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you ever made 100 grand in a day?
If we consider doing a large sale in a day, yeah. So one of my biggest projects to date is like 227,000. We're working on something in the 300 range right now, but that's to be continued and to be revealed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we didn't make all that money in a day, but doing a $200,000 renovation sale was like next level to me. I thought 100K, 50K was like next level, and then we start doing 3-level homes, 2 bathrooms, full kitchens, laundry rooms, all this stuff, and it becomes like I'm like one step away from building this house. I basically pull it down to the stud and rebuild it all, right?
And what was that project scope? You just gave us a little glimpse of it, but
So
what was like the full thing?
So basically, it would be a 3-level home. We bring everything down to its original form, like all the wood, all the insulation out, and we just have the exterior walls and some interior walls remaining, and then whole new blueprints, whole new like tiles, everything down to cabinets gets revamped. You get new laundry, you get like relocation of anything you need. We basically redesigned the home just off of the existing floor plan, right?
Jeez.
Yes.
Now, remember at the beginning, you were like, yeah, we did bathroom after bathroom after bathroom.
Oh man, floor. I actually started doing small flooring jobs in the Glengarry apartments. If anybody watching this knows where that is, that was my first job. That was my first solo job, was doing flooring in that apartment unit.
And that probably felt just as good as these big.
Oh, dude, I thought I was a shooter at the time. I'm like, oh, flooring job on a 4-leaf. Don't care where it's at. I was just enjoying it.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So, do you remember the first like 100K job that you did, like pricing it out,
Yes,
like who the client was?
Actually, this is a crazy story. So I'm like 3rd year into business, maybe 2nd year. I'm still kind of young, new. My father worked at a company. This is somebody he used to work with. She's an older lady. She's getting a full home reno. So this is my first full home reno in South Windsor. So a nice area. Like this is when we're really starting to dial it in. She gets a quote from a contractor for 169K. And the contractor wanted 50% upfront before starting in cash, which like my dad was like, red flag. He's like, Shamus, you should probably go check this out. So I ended up going just to see, I didn't even expect to get this job, just giving my peace of mind, just trying to make sure that nobody's getting taken advantage of. I show up, this quote is 169. It just says on the paper, full home renovation. And then I'm like, okay, red flag number 2. I'm like, have you guys picked colors, flooring, cabinets? And she's like, well, no. I'm like, and he's asking for us, 80 grand right now. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to go to the bank and get it. It's going to take a couple days. I'm like, hold up. So like I had to stop this whole process. I ended up looking up this business name. Doesn't even exist. So basically it just sounded like these 2 guys were just going to take this old lady for 80K, and I ended up like saving her and stopping. I'm like, no, don't do this. This guy doesn't even exist. I ended up doing this whole thing. And then that's when I was like, maybe this is an opportunity for me to step in. So I offered my services, and she ended up being very grateful at the end. We ended up doing the entire main floor. It was like my first ever big project, brought it all down to the studs, re-drywalled it, new bathroom, new kitchen, new main, everything. It was sick. Crazy. But that was my first job, and it like fell into my lap, I'm telling you.
Yeah, holy smokes. Hey, just being ready at the right place, right time, I guess.
Yeah, dude. And saving somebody from losing $80,000.
Hey, man. Shout out Shamus.
Yeah.
I guess you've done more than 100K in a project. Now, in these projects, like, how long does something like that take? Like the 3-story one?
So that's like a 2 to 3 month project. So like you probably have like most of your living back in the 2 months, but then like there's wait times for faucets and countertops and stuff like that. But like 3 months, usually you'll have a living space back to yourself.
Jeez. So I'm excited to kind of see where it is that you end up. Now, you said it's 4 years in business, but you hit all your 5-year goals.
Yes.
So where's your head at now? Like, what kind of space are you in these days?
Actually, this is something I've been planning to do, is sit down, is like kind of delegate where my new vision is going to be. Because honestly, I didn't even think I would make it here in 4 years or 5 years at all. So like now I'm going to have to sit down. I think a lot about home building. I'm not unsure where I want to go. I definitely want to make sure that we keep quality and expand. We do offer demolition services. One of our it's like one of my secret things is like I do demolition for other contractors, and other companies will hire us to come in. We're like very clean at what we do. So I think a lot about venturing over into like maybe some industrial size demolition, getting some backhoes, doing something like that. Truly unsure, but I'm gonna spend the next couple of months like kind of deciding my vision of where we want to be.
Cool. So when you lock in on that vision work and all of our community check in and find you and learn a little bit more.
I have an Instagram. It's at Shamus McCabe. We have a website. It's www.4leafrenovations.com. We have an Instagram, 4Leaf Renovations, at 4Leaf Renovations. We're basically all over the internet, Facebook, you name it. Only thing we don't have is Twitter, but now that I'm saying this out loud, we might open a Twitter.
Now, if you could go back, right, and meet that Shamus, his boss just told him you're not going to amount to anything. You just walked out of a site with probably your head down, probably jumping.
I was upset. I really was.
Yeah.
A couple tears dropping, walking to the Cobalt.
Yeah. What do you think that conversation would be like between you and him?
Oh, buddy. Just hang tight. This is what's supposed to happen.
Do you think you would have believed it?
Honestly, being that kid that day, definitely not. I would have been like, who the heck is this guy? Truly, I would just tell myself just to keep your head down and keep grinding, that you got the right idea, that, you're unstoppable, and here we are.
Beauty. Well, Shamus, man, it was such a pleasure introducing you to the rest of the community, man. Thanks so much for sharing your story.
Thank you so much for having me.
Be great.
Now, I hope you enjoyed meeting Shamus just as much as I enjoyed introducing him to you. Now, he's learned a lot from people around him, some the right way and some the wrong way to go about things. I think that's a lesson for life that we could all take from. So once again, I'm Javon.ca, and this is 100 ways to make 100K. Shamus taught us our way that he's making 100 grand in a month, and I can't wait to see you on the next episode. Peace.